Blind Squirrel Games. Well, they've worked on a bunch of cool games. BioShock, Borderlands, Mass Effect, Blind Squirrel Engine. Oh no, why'd you change frameworks? The Hedgehog engine was perfectly fine!
Because it's a different team making it, and they wanted to make the experience feel new. The mindset of, this thing is fine, therefore we shouldn't change a thing, is so intrinsically flawed. To quote Shuri from Black Panther,
"Just because something works doesn't mean that it cannot be improved."
Where were you hiding the cup of coffee?
Hammer Space.
Also, robots drink coffee?
How do you know it's coffee? It's a 3-second gag and we don't see inside the mug. That could be oil for all we know.
I love these new customization options. I think more Sonic games moving forward should have them just add a little bit of flair, but why is your very first option these puke green gloves?
Variety, I guess? Look, I don't like them any more than you do, but they're not your only first options. With 5 coins, you can get 7 other different colors. Just because the puke green is your first option doesn't mean it's your only option.
Okay, this is a slight nitpick and very fixable, but Sonic's animation here seems to be using a blend of his running animation and one of his starting animations for some reason, and so that causes him to have his eyelids slightly close after every blink. Admittedly, this is a minuscule thing, but it bothers the hell out of me as an animator.
I understand that, but does the general public care about or even notice this? Your opinion is yours for sure, but when talking about minuscule things like this, you need to take into account what the public notices because the public's opinion is what's going to matter most.
I want that.
Okay.
Hey, I want my body to have an electrical aura too. Can't say you blame his reaction.
For your profile picture, you can choose from an array of photos, including Sega West and Sega East. What's the difference, you may ask? Well, Sega West's logo is a slightly darker shade of blue, and Sega East's logo is a lighter blue and slightly zoomed in. Totally different.
Except this is how the logos actually look in real life. Here's a comparison just to show. They gotta represent both sides here.
On top of that, you can also have your photo be characters from Sega properties that haven't seen a new game in over 20 years.
And that translates to something wrong with Sonic Colors Ultimate. How exactly? Why is it this game's fault that other Sega IPs haven't gotten a new game in 20 years? If anything, this should be for Sega and not this game.
This first loading screen was 20 seconds long. Now, fortunately, the rest of the loading screens aren't 06 levels of long, but apparently this happens every time you boot up the game and load a level for the first time, and that's just not a good first impression.
Oh no, I have to wait 20 whole seconds for something to load. That's terrible. Have we really come to a point where gamers are so impatient that 20 seconds is a long time? And yes, I'm aware he's not the only one that complains about this. However, the complaint is still ridiculous to begin with. You're seriously going to tell me that 20 seconds, even on its own, is a long time? Get out of here.
He loves to hear his own lips flap, but I gotta hand it to the Eggster. This place is epic.
Yeah, bro, this place is swagadocious. We should, like, totally bang up the bucket of fish later. I've heard that the sushi there is unequivocally fucking bussin'. Seriously, if there was ever any evidence that the writers of the game had never played a Sonic game before, Sonic's first line of dialogue is proof enough.
Where in the world did you get any of that? The closest Sonic came to being that surfer dude you described is when he said the place is epic. And you gotta be living 25 years in the future to think that epic is an outdated term. And for those of you who are saying that he's mocking how Sonic is written in this entire game, I'm also going to defend that because the only difference between this and other games is that Sonic's more jokey than normal. Granted, the actual quality of the jokes is hit or miss, but the point is, Sonic is still Sonic at the end of the day. Sonic's characterization has always been cocky and jokey, but willing to be serious should the situation call for it. And this game provides just that, complete with a serious moment. When Sonic finds the Negawis, he takes it completely seriously. He doesn't say any one-liners or any jokes at all, he just says the tales. Don't worry, we'll save them. There may be more jokes than usual, but that's not a bad thing because not everything needs to be serious.
Also, this has to stop being a thing with remasters. I understand that you would have to re-render everything, but for the love of God, upscale the pre-rendered cutscenes. For 11 years, this game was a Wii exclusive, which only allowed up to 480p. You're putting this on consoles and PC that allow up to 4K. That's 4.5 times as big. And what kills me is that the opening and final cutscenes look great.
They are upscaled. If you compare Ultimate's footage to the original's footage, there is a clear difference. Granted, the upscaling can look wonky at times, but they are still upscaled to a degree.
Plot or not, you can't be mad at this view. This place has taken beauty to the next level.
You guys realize you've been in space dozens of times, right? I feel like you should be used to this view by now.
That may be true, but almost every time beforehand, they've been occupied with Eggman. Very rarely do they have the chance to actually sit back and look at the planet. And let's face it, a view of the planet from space will always be beautiful, no matter how many times you see it.
Man, this thing's got crazy fast acceleration.
You call this fast?
It's faster than you.
You serious?
So, Colors Ultimate does away with the live system in favor of the new Tails rescue mechanic, which is more of a checkpoint system, which makes me wonder why they even have checkpoints in the game. But I'm assuming the reason they made it Tails is to give him something extra to do, and from a game perspective, I think it's great. Narratively, though, we kind of just accept lives for what they are. When you run out of Tails rescues, does Tails just decide to stop helping you? Why?
The Tails saves are purely for gameplay purposes, just as lives are. There's no tie to the story whatsoever. Besides, unless you are absolute trash at the game, who's really gonna run out of Tails saves? The game isn't that hard to begin with. Also, the checkpoints are still there because the Tails save only saves you from falling. There are other ways to die, like getting crushed or getting hit with no rings.
Gotta connect the thermostatic capacitor to the maximizing modulationizer.
Technobabble, technobabble, technobabble.
Well, this is one of the two ways you can write a 300 IQ character. You can either have them speak technobabble or have them speak incredibly verbose, like what they did for Sonic Boom. It's a pick your poison kind of deal.
Didn't you see? I absorbed those aliens and got powered up with, like, some kind of wild energy. And after a few seconds, they'd pop out of me.
I find that hard to believe.
Are you fucking kidding me? You've seen this guy run at the speed of sound and fight a literal water god, a giant technology-enhanced lizard with an entire space station up its butt, a metal version of him that enhanced itself with its creator's battleships, a literal time and space god, and a demon of darkness sleeping in the Earth's core by using 7 gems that power him with chaos energy, turning his fur yellow, making his quills defy gravity, and give him the ability to fly, but aliens giving him special power-ups is too hard to believe?
Now, this scene in particular I do agree with, but only to a certain extent. While it is odd that Tails wouldn't believe Sonic right away, to be fair, they're dealing with aliens that they know next to nothing about, and Tails didn't see Sonic get powered up by the laser wisps. By the way, yes, I'm aware they fought aliens before, but the black arms are completely different from the wisps. You can't compare the two. Also, the only people who might remember Solaris are Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, and Tails didn't witness Sonic taking down Dark Gaia. In fact, he was more than likely fixing his plane after it was shot down.
Looks like you forgot to add a space in between that comma and seriously.
Thank you very much, Officer Spellcheck. Now can you please leave?
Just tighten this last bolt.
Does Michael Jackson exist in the Sonic world, do you think? Or is Sonic just being weird?
It's actually option 3. They're just referencing Michael Jackson, which is appropriate given that he was the inspiration for a lot of what Sonic is.
Who are you, and what is happening to your people?
Is that racist? Like he's doing that thing people do when they think that speaking louder and slower somehow makes the other person who doesn't speak your language understand you? I feel like that's racist.
No, it isn't racist. People do that just to make sure that people who don't speak English can at least somewhat understand them. Like, imagine walking up to someone who doesn't speak English at all and talking like you would normally. They probably wouldn't understand a word you said.
Yeah, I think your machine still has some bugs.
Yeah, I think I can figure this out though. Okay, he said his name is Yacker.
How did you fix that by pressing a button? Don't you need to alter the code or whatever?
No, because he clearly just fixed it by pressing a button. He made the machine, so he knows how it works.
Wisps with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
Ugh, breaking the fourth wall.
Okay, this is probably the only instance of Charriii sending a fourth wall break that I'm okay with, because not only is it incredibly forced, but it's also not funny in the slightest. I'll remove a sin for that.
When I was running around trashing robots, I saw a map that had a couple of interesting places.
You mean the map that's literally right behind you?
Yeah? So what? All he said is that he saw a map while he was running around. He doesn't say where.
Could you not have given the park tokens their own sound effect? Why do they need to share it with the Tails rescue?
To save time? What's so bad about the park token sharing a sound effect with a Tails save? I'd kinda get it if there were multiple instances of collecting Tails saves and park tokens together, which makes the sound effect blend together and become super loud, but instances like that are, at most, a rarity.
Hey, Tails, you missed the BBBE.
Huh?
best boss beating ever.
God, 11 years really makes you forget how terrible the dialogue in this game is.
Hey, there are plenty of good moments in this game. Granted, this one in particular isn't that good and even a little cringy, but to say that the whole game's dialogue is terrible with gems like this...
Eggman, I am going to save this planet, and I am going to free these aliens. No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
And this...
The mouse man said to wrangle every piece of this mess. When you consider what we're doing from a robot's point of view, it's actually pretty gruesome.
Don't think about it.
And even this...
Curse you, Sonic! Not only do you foil my plans, but you foil my speeches as well! I work hard on them!
is just untrue.
I don't know how I didn't notice this until now, but the graphic for the checkpoint bonus is misplaced, right? Like, it's supposed to be behind the text and not to the side. I'm not crazy, right?
Actually, you are kind of crazy. It might be a little to the left, but it's in mostly the same place as the original game.
To get to me, you're going to have to go through your best friend.
Or you could just jump.
Oh yeah, that's a brilliant idea. It's not like Tails can fly or anything.
Chase that ship down, then start wailing away.
Get it? Wailing away. Okay.
Charriii sins upon you continues to make them cliche.
The bone's connected to the talk bone. The talk bone's connected to the mouth bone.
Them bones? Does the Bible exist in the Sonic universe?
That's just a reference for the kids, Charriii. It doesn't mean the Bible exists in the Sonic multiverse.
And there's the generator. It seems like these guys are getting harder and harder to find. I know for a fact these guys are getting harder and harder to beat.
They're really not.
You sure about that? Cause I've seen more than a few people complain about a certain Admiral Jelly being a lot harder than necessary. Plus there are slight tweaks to every following boss to make it a little harder.
Please remember, all planets in Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park are, as far as you know, wholly owned properties of Eggman Enterprises and its subsidiaries. All unauthorized photography, video reproduction, or shutting down of generators is strictly prohibited. Thank you.
Eggman, I am going to save this planet, and I am going to free these aliens. No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me.
Okay, that was funny. I'll remove another sin.
We can just forget about the whole talking to dead robots thing, right?
Nope.
I knew you'd say that.
Oh, come on. I've seen you save the day a lot of times, but I've never seen you talk to a pile of metal.
Didn't he do that in Sonic Heroes after defeating Metal Overlord? Or does that not count?
That doesn't count, because Metal was still active then. This robot is out for the count.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, try the newest dining experience here at Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park, the bucket of sushi. Now with fish.
As opposed to
Like I was saying.
what?
That's the joke.
You suck, McBain!
Hey, did somebody here order a clobbering? Are you sure? It says somebody ordered an extra large clobbering topped with everything. Okay. Tell you what, I can't take this thing back, so I'll give you an extra large clobbering for nothing.
Oh my god, just stop talking and fight the damn thing!
What, you don't like the reference to the fact that Roger used to voice the Pizza Hut commercials? Even then, it's not like this is not a character for Sonic. He's always taunted bosses before fighting them.
We did it, dude.
We? I don't remember you fighting off any insane robots.
True. Well, good job to you on inventing a translator that allowed us to speak to the aliens and figure out exactly what we needed to do so we weren't running around the park looking like idiots. Oh no, wait. That was me.
Okay, you cocky little sh**. We still would have gone around destroying Eggman's robots without the translator. Sonic figured out how to use the wisps before you finished it. And after you did, all Yacker said amounted to Eggman bad guy, which we knew already, so nothing changed. Really, if anything, the Miles Electric was a comic relief tool. We didn't need it.
Even if he hadn't made it, they still wouldn't have been able to clearly communicate to the Wisps, which is pretty important to the people you're trying to save. And they knew Eggman was up to something, they just weren't sure what it was before Yacker told them. And just because Sonic found out what the Wisps can do, doesn't mean he was any closer to finding out Eggman's plan. Also, Tails is allowed to be cocky in this instance, so don't go insulting him.
I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon!
Charriii makes a snap cube ref.
Your plans have been crushed by Sonic for ever. He stops you like it's his job or something. In fact, I can't remember a plan he didn't stop.
Well, unless Sonic Riders is in its own continuity, then Eggman technically wins in the first one.
First of all, I would hardly call Eggman's win in Riders an actual win. Second, where Riders takes place in the timeline is unknown to this day. I mean, you even said in your Generations video that you think it takes place in the future. And if that is the case, then Cubot is correct in that Sonic has stopped every plan up to that point.
When I feel the ground shaking under my feet and see plumes of dust rising and rubble tumbling and aliens running for their lives, yeah, I get a bad feeling. So, how about you and me make like Eggman's hairline and recede?
This isn't joke time. This is running to the space elevator time.
That's it. That's this entire game.
Oh, geez. Are we really doing the whole colors as boost to win shtick? Look, colors may not be as reaction heavy as Unleashed, but they had to dial things back because it was a Wii exclusive. The same thing happened to Unleashed in its Wii port. It's still Unleashed, but it's a lot more bare than the HD version. I'd say colors is a big upgrade considering you got set pieces that come closer to what Unleashed gave us. Also, I know the platforming isn't all that challenging for the most part, but there are moments where you need to think through your jumps. You really want to call any of the boost games boost to win? Do it to Forces.
Leaving so soon!
There are no lines, and I've saved the best rides for last. At least let me stab your hand so you can come back in.
I know you're trying to be clever with this whole amusement park pun thing, but it's just coming off lame. Just say you're going to destroy us and stop embarrassing yourself.
Curse you, Sonic! Not only do you foil my plans, but you foil my speeches as well!
Well, that wasn't a speech so much as it was a series of amusement park themed threats.
Well, it was a part of a speech before Sonic interrupted him. Eggman had something going there.
What did you call me? Oh, Nega-Wisp. God, even the console games are getting me now.
Oh, for the love of... You're really going to joke about that offensive racial slur even when Eggman Nega isn't in the game?
Well, if that's the case, gun! Oh, well, thank you very much.
We interrupt Sonic Colors for bringing you the level design from Sonic Forces.
Well, what do you expect from a sequence where you can only run straight ahead with a black hole about to suck you in? It's all they could do. Plus, the original game was made 7 years before Forces.
We interrupt Sonic Galaxy to bring you Super Mario Colors.
Nice try, but just because both characters are in black holes doesn't make them the same scene. The Lumas and Galaxy had to create a big bang to save everyone, and the Wisp simply carried Sonic out and absorbed the black hole before it got too big.
Thanks, credits. I really enjoy being reminded that this game came out during the C-Virus pandemic.
Hey, they can't exactly ignore it. The pandemic basically shut off the whole world for a year and a half. Businesses everywhere went down, and some people actually died. No one likes to acknowledge it, but they have to in order to thank the people who powered through it to make this game happen. Don't be so insensitive.
No, seriously, you get an achievement for sitting through the credits. As you should!
Alright, I let the other two slide because, yes, the credits are absurdly long, and yes, the music stopping halfway through is a bad thing, but you're sinning the fact that you get an achievement for getting all the way through, which you deem a good thing. So this counts as Charriii and something he likes, cliche.
Okay, epilepsy warning for this last sin. So I didn't run into it during my playthrough, but I had seen online what I like to call the unlimited colors glitch, and wanted to see if I could recreate it. Apparently what happens here is that the game doesn't clear the buffer or textures when you switch planets, so when you enter a planet, back out, and then enter a level on another planet, the game tries recalling assets from the previous planet, but because they don't belong on this level, the game doesn't know what to do and just renders broken textures. The only reason I bring this glitch up in particular is because it's way too easy to recreate. I got it on my first try. But I guess they weren't lying. Sonic's there, kind of, and there are colors. Like, way too many of them.
Oh boy. This glitch. This single godforsaken glitch. This is the thing that pisses me off the most when it comes to the Colors Ultimate hate. Okay, what Charriii doesn't tell you is that in order to activate this glitch, you need to enter a level on one planet, immediately exit said planet, enter and exit every other planet, and then re-enter the level you entered the first time. What makes me so upset is the fact that everyone who mentions this treats it as this big bad thing, yet don't bother to ask the real question.
But really? Why? Why would you do that?
I'm not joking, by the way. Why in the fresh hell would anyone actually do any of these actions? Like, if you went into this game with no prior knowledge of this glitch, like how everyone was on launch day, why would you ever think to do this? I understand that some glitches are fun to execute and others can be helpful for speedrunning or skipping sections you don't like. But what exactly is helpful or fun about essentially nuking your game and setting your eyes on fire? I don't even know how this was found to begin with, but I refuse to believe that it was found unintentionally. In fact, I challenge everyone watching this to come up with a logical reason as why you would execute this glitch without any prior knowledge of its existence. Go ahead, I'll wait, and in the meantime, deliver these 15 sins. Sorry for the big rant. I just really hate the fact that people consider something so absurd a detriment. Now, this would normally be where the video ends, but not this time. Strap yourselves in, boys and girls, because now we're going to the DS version.
Where did Cubot get that mug of coffee? Why does a robot drink coffee?
I'm not repeating myself. Refer to the same sins in the ultimate half.
I can't believe somebody was dumb enough to leave the keys in this thing. It's like Eggman's begging us to sneak in and trash the place.
Oh man, this thing's got crazy fast acceleration.
You call this fast?
Oh, eat me. This thing's probably faster than you are. That thing just ahead is a loop, Sonic! You know, when I agreed to do a tutorial, I didn't think you'd be teaching me the most basic of basics. I know what a loop is, Tails.
He doesn't know that, now does he? Remember, kids are a large part of Sonic's audience. They might not know what a loop is.
Okay, admittedly this is a small thing, but it irks the ever-loving shit out of me. Why do the Are You Ready and Area Act screens have a different shade of blue? At first I thought it was because of how they would show up on a DS screen, but later on when their positions were flipped, the Are You Ready still had a stronger value of blue, meaning it was designed this way.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Oh god, no. Okay, fortunately the special stages in this game are miles easier than the ones in the first Rush game, but when I tell you my heart sank when I saw this the first time, I mean like the Titanic, broken into very few survivors.
Well, that's what you get for cheating with an emulator instead of using the actual hardware this game was designed for. Not to mention, if you look at most videos discussing the special stages, these ones in particular are really well liked among Sonic fans. The only problem is they can go on a little too long, which I can understand. So that's 5 sins for sending something the fans like.
Oh, wait up, you little alien! We aren't gonna hurt you, just put you in a cage!
Don't make a politics joke, don't make a politics joke, don't make a politics joke.
Okay, can we please leave the political spectrum out of this? CinemaSins already got it wrong with their overusage of Trump jokes, regardless of whether or not they made any sense. We don't need you doing the same.
How do you like that? Sonic, are you okay? Yeah, just surprised. When I absorbed that alien, I felt a rush of power. Get it? A rush of power. All right.
Charriii5’s upon you continues to make them cliche.
Alright, I've got him!
Huh? That didn't sound like the other aliens. Hold it, gearheads. Ah, Sonic! Wow, leave it to Eggman to make robots who can't tell a chow from an alien. That's a good point, actually. How did we get here? You had Metal Sonic, who, yeah, had free will almost since the start and could only really speak that one time, and then you had the far more free-willed with hit-or-miss competence from the E-Series robots, and now we have these sassy idiots who march to the beat of their own stupid drum, but are still faithful to Eggman. Did he sacrifice competence for obedience?
Well, given that Metal Sonic was so free-willed that he turned on Eggman so he could conquer the world himself, and Omega, the strongest E-Series robot, is now one of Sonic's allies, I'd say this was a necessary evil.
Sounds like this chow's happy I won too. Sure does. Good boy. You're so cute. Dimps, please. Don't give me hope.
In case you guys haven't caught on yet, I really don't like the Chow Garden. Like, at all, but putting my personal feelings aside, I'm certain they were just admiring how cute the Chow is, not hinting at a future Chow Garden. As if the Chow Garden actually has a future.
Yeah, alright, Trash Heap, that's enough.
Sonic again! The boss sent us to bed with no dinner because of you!
That's terrible!
Wait, robots eat?
Anyway, let's play a game! If I win, you give me that alien!
No. Sonic asked you a very valid question. Do robots eat? And if so, what?
That was a joke, Charriii, not something to take literally. But who am I kidding? That's never stopped you before.
Ah, that's another night with no dinner!
Now I feel bad for them.
Only you could sympathize with one of Eggman's robots, Cream.
What about Amy and Gamma? Or Shadow and Omega? Hell, you liked Emerald even when you thought Eggman built him.
Sonic meant robots that were still loyal to Eggman. Your examples are filled with holes. Omega had long since defected by the time Rouge released him from the room he was in. Speaking of which, Rouge was the one who sympathized with Omega, not Shadow. And Emerald was never loyal to Eggman at any point. Gamma is the only one that sort of fits your point, and even then, the seeds for his redemption were planted by Tikal's vision and him witnessing Beta being dismantled.
Oh, you're right! We should give him a name! Mr. Sonic, Mr. Tails, do you have any suggestions?
A name, huh?
Ooh, how about Tornado?
Very original, Tails.
Exactly what the Chow is saying. They recognize how dumb the name is for you.
Okay, I think I'll call him Milk for short. Pleased to meet you, Milk.
For short? Short for what?
Milkshake.
So, are we the only ones here, Sonic?
Yeah, apparently not.
Sonic, Tails, it's been too long.
Blaze?
Never thought we'd see you here.
Yeah, how'd you get here?
The Soul Emerald suddenly started glowing. Then here I was.
Just the one emerald?
Sonic.
Well, that's odd. Not to mention, you don't really do anything in this game, so why did it feel the need to bring you here?
I guess because it felt like she could help. The Emeralds did the same for Sonic and Tails in Rush Adventure. It can do the same for Blaze, even though she doesn't do much.
They think that is what the future is like? Please. Silver? Hey, Sonic, you planning on writing this thing?
And the fangirls rejoiced! Oh, hey! It's some of Sonic's friends! Hello!
Quit fraternizing with the enemy. We're about to challenge them.
To what? You guys don't even fight.
The missions they constantly hound Sonic with.
You sure you guys are all right?
I can handle the likes of those two all day.
Seriously, I could take care of those two myself, easy.
I could handle them by myself as well.
Easy, guys. We're all friends here, and you work well together.
Yeah, you guys were in perfect sync.
I suppose it was an easier fight for your help.
It almost felt like we've paired up before.
Wow, maybe you guys were partners somewhere sometime.
Huh. A Sonic 06 reference in a game that only released on Nintendo consoles from a game that released on all major consoles except the Nintendo one.
Nice observation, but where's the sin?
Let's see. We wisps store powerful energy within our bodies. Eggman is trying to suck that power out.
That I already knew. Eggman said as much himself.
He says if you take a Wisp's hyper-go-on energy, he becomes a Nega-Wisp.
Oh, jeez, okay. The Eggman with the white mustache might be gone, but that still won't stop these handheld games from giving me a frickin' heart attack with that little word.
Off to hang myself, off and left.
Hello, boys.
Rouge!
What are you doing here? I'm on a job, cutie. Someone wanted me to check this place out.
And who might that be?
A lady never tells. Plus, it's client privilege.
Yeah, well, last time that happened, it turned out to be the bad guy and you had no ideas, so I think it's safe to say you don't know this time around either.
Later. Are you saying you didn't come here because of one of Eggman's letters? Well, if you must know, I was the one who wrote that letter. Satisfied?
You were saying?
Why are you here, Knuckles?
No reason. Just, out for a stroll.
Right. So, Eggman didn't trick you into another of his traps, then?
Shut up! Hey, I'll, race you through that ride. Come on, are you chicken? You've gotta be shitting me. Who's guarding the Master Emerald right now?
No one. Knuckles has been duped like the numbskull he is.
Hi. I didn't know you were here, Knuckles.
The bat. You're not after the Master Emerald again, are you?
Why the hell would she be after the Master Emerald if she's in space right now, Knuckles?
Well, she's decided to go after the Master Emerald while in the sky on Eggman's fleet, so as she says, anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Well, you're not getting it while I'm around.
Well, someone might. You're all the way in fucking space right now.
The only one in the canon timeline that does that is Eggman, and right now, he has his own plan with the Wisps. It's still a possibility that someone might get it, but who would try to?
All right, Knuckles, calm down.
Stay out of it. This is Rouge, Sonic. She's gotta be up to no good.
That's not very nice. I guess getting tricked into coming here would make you an expert in deceit.
I wasn't tricked, okay? I came here on my own.
I guess it would appear that way.
You trying to say something?
Are you saying you didn't come here because of one of Eggman's letters? Well, if you must know, I was the one who wrote that letter. Satisfied? Later, boys. Guess that means this time it was Rouge who tricked Knuckles. Poor guy.
Yeah, but for what purpose? It's obviously not the Master Emerald if she's here too. Although with how easily Knuckles is swayed, I'm surprised Rouge hasn't stolen it yet.
If I had to guess, I'd say Eggman wanted Sonic's friends out of the way. He'd lure them here so his machines could capture them. Side note, you blatantly showed the scene that disproves one of your sins, yet you don't even bother to acknowledge it.
Okay, so I swear I have no idea how I'm supposed to avoid this double missile shot. I tried jumping over it, boosting into it, sliding under it, but nothing seemed to work.
You sure you tried jumping over it?
Click.
Curse you, Sonic! You'll rue this day!
A success. With enough energy, even robots are controllable.
But you make pretty much all the robots that exist in this world. Granted, you had a few rogues, but why would you need mind-controlled robots?
He doesn't want to control robots. He's testing to see just how potent the mind control energy is. And it just so happens that it's so potent that even robots aren't immune.
Whoa! Sonic! And Tails! What are you guys doing here?
We were just gonna ask you that. You been playing here the whole time?
No, silly! Wait, why did I come here?
Charriii hates kids, cliche.
Froggy, come back!
Hey, was that?
I can't find my friend Froggy.
You lost the fucking frog again? We're in space. Good luck with that.
Hey, leave Big alone. He's clumsy sometimes.
That was too easy.
Oh, yeah? Hey, are you hungry? I'm kinda hungry.
Huh? Now that you mention it, I suppose I could go for something.
Well, what were you thinking for snacks?
Fish, all you can eat.
Where? Is there a food court?
They're swimming all around us.
I don't see any fish I'd want to try to eat. Well, there aren't just robot fish, you moron. There are real fish in Aquarium Park, too.
Ignoring the fact that he's joking, if he's saying that he doesn't see any fish he'd want to eat, it means there must not be any real fish in the vicinity.
Seriously! Now that I've got you, I'd love to see you in action again. Please?
Huh. That was one of the last things I heard my girlfriend say before she left me for Steve. She wasn't saying it to me, though, which I always thought was weird.
Whoa! It's been so long since I've seen you. I'm kind of dizzy from it.
Yeah, she said that, too. Huh. I guess she must have just been playing Sonic Colors on our DS.
Yoo! Here to put on a little show for me?
Wait. She said that, too, but she said it before the other two things, so now I'm confused.
Wow, 3 ex-girlfriend jokes in a row. I knew you could run a joke into the ground, but never this fast.
Hey, Amy. Dragging Big into your crazy world now?
It's your fault for always disappearing. Big knows how important it is for the two of us to be together. Now, retire from searching. Entertain us, Sonic.
I love how these missions went from, oh no, we need help, to I'm bored. Do something cool.
Amy is literally the only one who does this. And let's face it, it's in character for her.
That was fast, even for you, Sonic.
Like a whirlwind sweeping through town to carry off my heart. I bet everyone who sees you wishes they could run like that, Sonic.
I want to run too.
Not till you lose some weight there, champ.
I don't know, Amy. Have you seen how fast this dude can run?
Nice try, but your Can I Be SA1 as Big challenge isn't canon. I don't doubt that Big is speedy for someone his size, but he's light years slower than Sonic.
Too easy.
Speed data 130% higher than previous entry. Suspected error.
Nice run, Sonic!
Impossible. At this rate, light speed will be exceeded.
Light speed? That's small time. There's no challenge. Well, you're rolling around at the speed of sound, and sound is much slower than light. I'd be horrified if you could run at the speed of light.
Then allow me to scare you shitless. Example 1. In Sonic Unleashed, Sonic's speed is calculated after every checkpoint. Sonic's highest running speed in that game that I could find is 3,519 SPD, whatever that stands for. And the light speed dash can be calculated as well, which turns out to be around 385 SPD. Due to the division, and Sonic's top speed is roughly 9 times the speed of light, which comes out to around 6.3 billion miles per hour. Now, for those of you who don't think that the light speed dash is actually light speed, every single moment in the games where it's shown up, and every media that has mentioned it refers to it as light speed. In fact, in the adventure games, the light speed dash is faster than Sonic's top speed, while in the modern games, it's slower. Example 2. In this game, Sonic catches up to a Cyan''s and states after catching it that it's almost as fast as he is. As you all know, the Cyan''s grants Sonic the laser power-up, which is akin to an actual light-speed laser. It moves in a straight line and bounces off reflective surfaces. And guess what? The Wisp itself is capable of the same speed even when not fused to Sonic. And for those of you who are saying that it's just gameplay, you're wrong because there is an instance in the story where the Cyan''s speed is acknowledged. It's in an argument that Yacker has with the Cyan''s, where Yacker says, "All that bouncing around would make me dizzy." Example 3. The black hole at the end of the console version of Colors. Now, I know that some people are going to say that this isn't a real black hole since it's made from hypergone energy. However, I'd argue that it is a black hole because it has the general appearance and properties of a black hole, that being sucking in everything in its vicinity and growing larger the more stuff it sucks in, and the Sonic Wiki even refers to it as a black hole. So it's a black hole. The pull of a black hole is so strong and fast that not even light can escape its grasp. And as we see here, Sonic isn't even boosting, yet still outrunning its pull. If he were running slower or even at the speed of light, he'd be running in place or running backward. But he's clearly moving forward, so he must be running faster than light to even outrun it for a second. So you see, Sonic is indeed faster than light. The only reason we don't get that kind of speed in the games is because every level will be a second long. And nobody wants that.
Finally, a little peace and quiet.
Inquiry. Why did you give Sonic information?
I'm happy to leave the racing around all day to them, thanks.
Unable to process. According to data, your ability equals Sonic's.
That just goes to show you that data won't tell you everything.
Does not compute.
Dude, I'm with Omega on this one. Shadow's motives make no fucking sense in this game. Like, he's trying to help, but just enough to the point where Sonic has to be the one to do things. Even Omega's confused as to why Sega won't let other characters be playable anymore.
I'll tell you why. Because when this game first came out, that's what everyone wanted. No one liked the multiple playable characters anymore, so Sega got rid of them. And if you're looking for an in-universe explanation, Shadow probably just considers it to be not his problem, so he doesn't go all the way with helping. In fact, you know what? Before I move on, I'm actually going to go on another rant. Not about the video, but about the fanbase, and why it's actually your fault the franchise is the way it is. I'm not going to bother with how the franchise got the black eye that was 06, because that's ancient history by now, but I will talk about the aftermath. You see, Sega tried to move on from 06. During the next 3 years, they gave us big adventures with serious stories, and in a couple cases, multiple playable characters. They tried what they had done before, but with much better results than 06, but no! Back then, they weren't even given a chance at being good, because of one game being a failure. One singular f***ing game. It didn't matter how good or bad these games actually were, because 06 was bad, Sonic was bad, and these are all Sonic games, therefore they were bad, with only one getting a mediocre rating. It wasn't until Sega buckled down and made Colors the practically perfect game that it is, and then punched you all in the face with it, that you all finally lost your Sonic hate goggles and gave the game a proper review. Because of Color's positive reception, Sega thought this is what you wanted, and you got more with Generations, which was also praised. And then Sega thought to themselves, okay, we got a perfectly good trilogy that used the same formula, let's spice it up for the next game and try something new. And thus, they made Lost World, which was the most divisive Sonic game ever. While it does have its fans, myself included, most fans were outright appalled by Lost World, which discouraged Sega from making another game like it and straying from the Boost formula. Ignoring Sonic Boom, as that's a whole can of worms that's entirely Sega's fault, with the main games, they immediately retreated back to what they thought you all loved from Colors and Generations and brought Mania and Forces to life. Mania, as we all know, was praised to high heaven, but Forces, that got the shots hard due to a mixture of its own problems, and all of a sudden you guys changing your minds and wanting the stuff from the old games back. When you rejected everything before. In fact, this whole entire era of Sonic has split the fanbase in the worst way possible. The Boost fans, who are the only chill and content fans, the Classic fans who won't stop sucking off Mania and begging Sega to make a sequel, and the Adventure fans who are practically screaming at Sega to go back and make Adventure 3, when that era has been dead and buried for almost 2 decades now. All of this is without consideration for why we're here in the first place. Many have called Sega the bad guy in this regard, but while they're by no means innocent, they only acted in this direction because of how you guys reacted to their previous actions. You wouldn't let them move on from 06. You didn't accept anything they put out during the Dark Age, and you rejected Lost World like the plague. And as a result, we lost everything. Multiple playable characters, dark and serious stories. Everything that people used to love about the older games was torn away for an entire decade because of you!
Hey guys, DJ here. After that explosive rant, TS has passed out from sheer exhaustion, so I'll be taking the reins until he wakes up. Any objections? Good.
I'm pissing on the moon! How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot!
TS said something earlier about this. I think it was in the ultimate half, so just refer to that.
Tails, you get a head start out of here.
No way, Sonic! I'm fighting with you!
Tails, buddy, you haven't done shit since we've been here. The most you've done is make a translator for the Wisps, one that we arguably didn't need, and that's about it.
You act like he can't do anything to help. We all know Tails is a capable fighter. Just because his role has been minor doesn't mean he couldn't have helped.
The announcer doesn't say Final Color Blaster in this version and call me petty, but I just think that's lame.
Oh, I will. You're petty as f*** and you know it. Just let something go for once, man.
We interrupt Sonic Colors to bring you Super Mario Galaxy.
Similar case to the Snap Cube joke. Just refer to the sin in the ultimate portion.
Okay, this versus mode bullshit is super annoying. It's not hard per se, but it's one of those, unless you're playing with another actual human being as your opponent, the items that can be used will mess you up, but will rarely ever mess the computer up situations. And you need to do it for one of the Chaos Emeralds for the true ending.
Come on, dude, you make it sound a lot worse than it actually is. I understand that not everyone is a god-tier gamer, but you really think that the versus stuff is annoying when it's really not if you time your jumps when the item comes your way? I seriously recommend that you practice these games so you know for sure whether it's something wrong with the level or you just sucking.
Sonic! Look!
Is that Yakker's mom? She's kinda huge.
Eggman must have done something to her!
Still, you would think there would be a little more of a resemblance.
Really, Sonic? Yo mama's so fat she looked nothing like you? That's low, even for you.
That's a real nice mother you got, Yakker.
Yakker? I think Sonic wants to fuck your mom.
Wow, you didn't even try to hide that double standard. You'll berate Sonic for making that kind of joke, but it's okay for you to do it? I'd love to hear your reasoning behind this.
So, I know that a lot of Sonic games have multiple credit sequences, and past Rush games have had 2 separate ones before you get the Chaos and Soul Emeralds and after the true ending, but at least they had different visuals, and in other Sonic games they even have different music. And maybe they didn't expect audiences to get the Chaos Emeralds while playing through the game like I did, but I just saw these exact same credits like 5 minutes ago, and now I have to sit through them again.
Yo!
Finally, we can relate. Our side by side is vain. I knew all along we'd find some way to communicate. finally we can relate. Now we're side by side, this is fate. I knew all along we'd find some way to communicate.
I'm sorry, what were you lying?
Contact and Graph? There's no way they wrote even 5% of this game. I bet they're only being credited for the Asala bye-bye line, and that's it.
And now you just insulted the writers. It's bad enough that you insult the characters on a daily basis, but actively insulting the people who worked on the game is crossing the line.
What happened?
You had an explosive rant about the Sonic fanbase and then passed out afterwards.
Ah, crud. Did I keep my fans waiting?
Nah, I wrapped up the last few sins for you. You can still do the outro, though.
Oh, whew. Thanks for having my back.
Sure thing, buddy.
Hey everyone, Tony Sonic here. Thanks for watching the video, and as always, I hope you enjoy it a lot. Sonic Colors. No matter the version, I have an absolute blast playing it. And yes, I'm referring to all three versions. The Wii, the DS, and Ultimate. In fact, after replaying Ultimate for this video, I think I might just prefer Ultimate over the original Wii version. Yes, it has its problems, but the pros it has, like the visuals and quality of life improvements and extra stuff, I really enjoy that, more than what the original Colors gave me. Though the gap in quality is very small due to Ultimate's undeniable issues. Oh, and the DS version is good too. In fact, this was actually the first version of Colors that I played before getting the Wii version. As such, I have a little nostalgia for it, but even when looking at it with a more critical eye, I still think it's borderline perfect in every way it can be. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like, comment what you thought, and consider subscribing so the channel can keep on going. Also, shout out once again to the Super Hogs. I'm sorry if I stopped doing that. My dumbass just forgot after a while. Anyways, next time we're going to be covering one of the best Sonic games ever made, and one that hasn't had its reputation go down the drain. Even so, I still don't like it as much as Colors. It's still a great Sonic game, I just don't like it as much. It's also Charrii's most popular video so far, lucky us. And this time, I'm not going in alone. Yep, we got another collab on the horizon. I hope you look forward to seeing who comes with me. One last question for the audience though. I can think of one other game that has the subtitle of Ultimate in its name, and is also viewed as a black eye on its franchise. So my question is this. Which is worse? Sega messing up a slam dunk remaster? Or Ubisoft fucking up Tetris? Like, how?